In this video, I'll discuss the standard dimension and interior space requirements for bar and facility layout design. Coming up.
Bar Designers, International Bar Design.
Hey, Rick Usbell again from Bar Designers, where I share my ideas and tips on bar design, draft beer system design, and product reviews. Later in this video, I'll give you today's takeaway. If you're new here, please consider subscribing and check out the show notes and links in the YouTube description below. Now let's jump into the show. Considering building a bar and not sure if you have enough space? At times it can be challenging at the onset to know if a facility can indeed meet all of one's design criteria. The new addition to this building, which earmarked 1,000 square feet for the prospective bar, appears large enough to accommodate nearly any bar. However, the owner also wanted a drink rail, with seating on 3 sides of the room. The space for the prospective bar was beginning to appear marginal, because island bars require a significant amount of aisle space. As I mentioned in an earlier video about bar planning, the first goal is to draw a preliminary cross-section of the proposed bar. My sketch for standard universal bar clearances shown here will enable one to make a preliminary validation of nearly any bar concept. At the core of bar design layout, we need to make space accommodations for all patrons and staff, and each respective allotment must include a factor for comfort and can be summarized as follows. Number 1, the back bar requires from 24 to 29 inches. Number 2, the back bar aisle needs to be between 31 and 37 inches. Number 3, the underbar equipment requires 24 inches. Number 4, the bar top should be between 24 and 30 inches deep and needs to overhang the inside face of the bar die by 11 inches. Number 5, the customer activity zone for those seated at the bar is 24 inches. Number 6, the activity zone for servers and ADA needs to be 36 inches. Number 7, the activity zone for customers seated in front of a drink rail should be 24 inches. And number 8, drink rails should be between 10 and 12 inches, but at least 14 inches for dining. Whenever approving a bar concept, I usually plan to the smallest acceptable back bar aisle clearances. As you'll see in the preliminary section view, I'm only allotting 31-inch bartender aisles for this bar, but in spite of that, the clearances all worked, barely. The building code requires that egress must be maintained at all building exits. Here's our final bar plan with all clearances maintained. Island back bars need to be at least 26 inches deep, as this correlates to the shallowest of pass-through coolers. See you next time.